Hey guys, and welcome to part 47 of Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver for the DS. In the last part we caught the roaming legendary dogs and oh boy, yeah, that was I'm just glad that's behind us. So now we only have, well, in this part I'm going to catch 2 more legendary Pokemon, and before I do that we have to do a side quest that I really should have done before. Like, it's just something that I kind of didn't really know about, and it's not really crucial to this game at all, or you don't really need to do it, but to catch one of the legendary Pokemon you have to do this. So the first part of this side quest is that you come to Saffron City, you talk to the copycat girl, and she's like, my Clefairy doll's gone. And then I'm like, why should I care? But it turns out, you know, like everything else in this game, it's our responsibility to sort it out. You know, repairing power plants, stopping criminals, saving girls, you know, saving lost dolls. It's our responsibility. So yeah, you do have to talk to the girl to start off this side quest, because of course if you come in here it's the Clefairy doll, but if you come in here before you talk to the copycat girl, then she won't give it to you, or you know, you can't get the doll off this guy, because this guy was like, hey, I found it and I love Clefairy, so I'm gonna keep it. But if you don't talk to the girl, you can't get it. So yeah, I think this whole quest is linked into Red, or what you did in the original game, because the copycat girl talks about a trainer 2 years ago who looks a bit like you. But yeah, one thing that's quite funny is that this is Steven, and Steven was the champion of the 3rd generation, and you see him a lot in that game. He pops up, he hangs out, he's like, hey, what's up, how's it going? For some reason he really takes a shine to you, and yeah, it's quite a funny joke there where he says like, hey, haven't we met each other before? And then it's like, oh no, I guess not, because it kind of implies that, or it's just a joke that all the lead characters pretty much look exactly the same. There are differences in the design, mostly their clothes and all that, and there are actually large differences if you like compare them one by one. But yeah, I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny. So I'm not actually going to finish off the side quest. The rest of that side quest is that you go back to the copycat girl, give her the doll, and then that's how you get the magnet train pass. And then you can use the magnet train to travel between Johto and Kanto whenever you want. You just got to go to Saffron City, and then you can catch the train back to Goldenrod, which is kind of nice. But in this game, it's ultimately pointless. It was necessary in the original games in Gold and Silver, but in this one it's kind of pointless, because what you can do is just go from, you can just fly, and you have to fly twice. You just fly into Victory Road, and then you just fly from Victory Road to wherever you want to go. So in that aspect there's really no point in using the magnet train. But anyway, enough about that rubbish, no one cares about that. We're now catching the legendary Pokemon. Right, so my strategy for catching this Pokemon is pretty similar to the legendary dogs. I'm not too sure why it showed me fighting the Abra, but whatever, what are you going to do? So it's just the same strategy, as in stay in one place, just stay in there, don't try going after it, and then just waiting for it to show up. Of course the first thing I want to do was paralyze this thing, because that's just a good idea. So yeah, this is the first time I encountered it. Straight away got the Thunder Wave, because like the other ones, this one just flees every single time. The good thing about this Pokemon, Latos, I think is how you meant to say it, is that Latos doesn't have Roar, so it doesn't have an attack to make it escape. So that means all you have to do is find something that can block it. But I believe that because it also has the ability Levitate, I want to say this is true, that if you say have a Diglett that has Arena Trap, then it doesn't apply to this Pokemon. So, you know, if you're going to try and do it that way, then, you know, you can't. So it does mean that I don't have to waste use a load of taunts during the battle, because that was really annoying against the roaming dogs. But the only thing that's odd about this one, or doing it in Kanto, is that you have to find another place where you can just stay in that place and go up and down until it appears. Now, I showed off where my first place was, which was like Route 13, and then I kind of realised that this wasn't really working, because again I wanted to find a place that's in between 2 routes, so if it appears in one of the routes then I have a better chance, you know, if it appears in one of the 2 routes I have a better chance of actually encountering the thing, rather than being in a city. So I decided to go to, in case you don't know where I am, I'm north of Cerulean City. Can't remember the name of the route, but it did come up. and I just went in between those two routes. And also, you know, because sometimes I think, even though it can appear in any patch of grass, it does feel like these roaming legendary Pokemon do appear in certain patches of grass more often than others. So it does feel like this is a good place where it is going to show up, although of course that might have just been me. So after, you know, it took a long time to do this, by the way. You know, this part of the video is only 5 minutes long and I've already caught the bloody thing, but this took forever to do. Because the interesting thing about this Pokemon is that it knows Refresh, so it can completely heal itself. No, it can't completely heal itself, it can heal its statement or status ailment. So, you know, whenever that kind of happened, I kind of, you know, semi gave up. So with that one I actually kind of got pretty lucky, and it did take me a long time, but it only took me a long time catching that Pokemon or Latios because I didn't know where to grind or where to hang out for the thing to appear. So my advice is go there, go to that route, we're going to see it again. Yeah, go to that patch of grass, go on the bridge, because on that on those stairs is where the cutoff point is for the routes. So it really is a good place to go. So yeah, also I suppose I should mention this, that there's 2 legendary Pokemon that can be roaming in Kanto. Latios, which is the one that's in SoulSilver, but then there's its female equivalent in Heart Gold. So if you're playing Heart Gold, you would actually encounter a different Pokemon, although the process is exactly the same. If you want to catch the other one, you have to get, like, I think it's some sort of event item, and then you go to Pewter City Museum, and then the other one just appears right outside. So yeah, but I think the other one, not Latios, the one in Heart Gold, knows to recover, so I was pretty happy that I didn't have to deal with all that. But either way, it kind of went pretty nice, that, you know, catching that Pokemon, because it's only level 35, although it is still really hard to catch. So yeah, that's all. Oh, that's all the roaming legendaries caught. There's no more in this game. I've caught them all. Ah, oh, that's a good feeling. That is a good feeling. I wasted so much of my life. Ugh. Well, anyway, enough about that. Now we only have 2 more legendaries to catch in this game, and we're going to catch the first one right here, right now. Let's do it. We're in Serenian Cave, which, you know, if you know Pokemon at all, then you should know that Mewtwo is in this cave. So, you know, I thought I would catch Mewtwo first, because, you know, Mewtwo's cool, I guess. But yeah, I thought I would catch Mewtwo first because I was already in Cerulean City. I think I keep saying that wrong. It's a hard word to say, Cerulean. There we go, that'll do. So yeah, so this place is pretty cool. It's one thing that's kind of interesting. Well, there's lots of interesting things about this place. I don't know all, you know, all the trivia stuff, but it's pretty cool, this place, because in Pokemon Gold and Silver and Crystal, this place was completely sealed off. When you came to Kanto, I think the entrance was sealed off, and then there's some bloke outside saying, hey, this place has been, you know, it caved in about 2 years ago, so you can't go in there. And then you just couldn't catch Mewtwo in this game or explore this place at all. Which at the time it did kind of make sense, because it was only the 2nd generation, and it felt like it made sense that you couldn't go in there. Because it was like, oh okay, Red went in there 2 years ago, caught Mewtwo, so obviously we can't go in there and catch another Mewtwo. But now that we're on the 4th generation, it's like, yeah, no one really cares about the overall continuity of the series. They pretty much completely abandoned that with the 3rd generation. Because the 2nd generation is the only one that kind of tries to have some sort of continuity with the games. So it makes sense that you couldn't catch the same, like catch Mewtwo, because there's only one, and it's already been resolved 2 years before. So it did make sense. But now with the 4th gen, you just want all the legendaries, you know, so it doesn't make sense that, because Latios is from the 3rd gen, they just added it into this game because, you know, why not? It's I like it, but yeah. So this is, yeah, Serenian Cave is a bit of a maze, but it's one of those things where if you just kind of concentrate on it a bit, you can pretty much figure out where you have to go. It's one of those things where you have this non-linear route, and there's loads of different ways that you can go for different items. And I would say actually go off and get the items. With most caves, if you know me by now, I don't like going off and getting extra stuff. It's a hassle. And it's never really anything good. But in this stuff, or in this cave, pretty good items. Some really good items here. So I would say checking them out, you know, just to see what they are. Well, that's what I did, because I stupidly didn't look up a guide to help me explore this place, which I really should have done, because I could have, you know, done this part a lot quicker. But yeah, so this is me going through the cave, just exploring it. But I didn't need a guide to get through here, because, you know, with the 4th generations, or at this point in the series, you don't get confused by the graphics. Like, that was one of the main problems with the caves in the 1st generation especially. You know, sometimes the graphics were a bit confusing and you didn't really quite know where to go. But if you want to get through this cave, I believe it's not necessary to have rock smash, but if you want the items, you need rock smash. But I want to say that it's not necessary to use rock smash to get to Mewtwo itself. So if you're not interested in the items at all, then just don't bring a Pokemon with rock smash, and you'll probably have an easier time getting to Mewtwo that way. Again, don't quote me on that, because I think you do this. Yeah, don't quote me on that. But because this is still a bit of a maze, so I wasn't too sure if I was rock smashing the right things or not, or whatever. So, and in case you're wondering, I still have Sudowoodo in my yeah, I taught rock smash to Sudowoodo, because rock smash is just terrible. Oh, and also I should mention that I got rock smash. If you want rock smash, because I didn't have it, it was the only HM I haven't got, just go to Violet City and go to the left of it towards where Sudowoodo was, funnily enough, and there's a guy standing there, and if you talk to that particular guy, he'll give you rock smash for free, which is really odd, because, like, why would they do it like that? That seems, if they wanted you to have rock smash, why give it to one generic guy? Because there's nothing that, like, he doesn't stand out at all, it's just a generic bloke standing there. So the only way you would get rock smash is if you knew about it, or if you just talked to everyone in the game. Which I guess other people, you know, when you're first playing the Pokemon games, you would talk to everyone in the games, wouldn't you? But, I mean, I kind of don't at this point. I can't be bothered to go up and talk to everyone. Most of them just say, don't Pokemon, make good friends, as well as like, it's like, no, I'm not gonna go through that. You're not helpful, you're just saying random stuff about Pokemon, so yeah, so I'm still trying to get through this place, but it's just really cool that they did open it up again for this game. And it looks really nice as well. I mean, I think it's really cool that they made this whole place purple. You know, because Mewtwo has his purple belly, or stomach, I guess. But, yeah, so I think it's really cool they made this whole place purple, even though it does not make that much sense at all. I don't think there are any purple caves in the world. And it's also a bit weird that it's like, oh, you go into the cave with Mewtwo in, so it's all purple. Go into the place where Zapdos is, it's all yellow, which actually did happen. I think the power plant in the original, I think, was like yellow. I want to say it was, when they like coloured it in, they just made it all yellow because Zapdos is in there. Yeah, and Victory Road was like all red, if I remember correctly, and Moltres was in there. Maybe this goes deeper than I thought. Maybe this does go deeper than I thought. So, but yeah, so we're actually almost there. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's not really a pain going through this place, but I kind of wanted to show off some of the Pokemon you could catch here, but, you know, again, it's just wasting time, because I think in this cave you can catch Dittos, and in case anyone didn't know, apparently, I didn't know this until recently, apparently Dittos are meant to be failed experiments of cloning Mew, but Mewtwo is like the successful experiment of cloning Mew, and then, you know, Mewtwo. Which is an interesting idea. I think it's actually true, but I want to say it's not true, because the thing that makes me say that is not true is because they cloned Mewtwo like 50 or so years ago. You know, the Cinnabar Mansion, that's where it all took down, and it was like, I think it's only meant to have been relatively recently burnt down. So I think the fact that, because they would have had to create Ditto, and then a whole group of Ditto, and like this whole brand new Pokemon, and then just have this whole brand new Pokemon just show up out of the blue. And in the Pokedex it's towards the end, but it's before Mew, so that doesn't really make much sense, I don't think. I mean, it probably is true. So of course it's Mewtwo, so I just threw my Master Ball, because I couldn't be bothered at this point, okay? I thought, it seemed in my head, it seemed that Mewtwo was going to be the hardest to catch, and I did want to use my Master Ball, because I am trying to catch all these things, so I didn't want it to take forever, so straight away I just threw my Master Ball, saved myself a lot of time, and yeah, now I have Mewtwo, which is pretty cool. Well, I'm pretty happy with it anyway, so yeah, that's all I really have to say. Mewtwo is a pretty cool Pokemon, but Next time in Let's Play Pokemon Soul Silver, we have caught almost all the legendaries. We're going to quickly leave this cave, and we have one more to catch. So I've been on Storm 23. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.